Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. The boxes here in front of you are the set of action figures in order to build a figure Khonshu from the Disney Plus miniseries Moon Knight. And today you can join me as we unbox this character named He-Who-Remains from the Disney Plus miniseries Loki. Here's the windowless box showing the actual figure. On one of its side is showing he is fourth on the list, and the image of Khonshu with list of numbers where you can get each part in order to build it. Let's look at the back of the box. It shows what it contains. He Who Remains comes with the head of the Build-A-Figure Khonshu and the green apple accessory. On the other side is the actual image of He Who Remains from the miniseries Loki. Let's get back at the front. Let's look at the top. They use the helmet of the MCU Loki as the logo. At the bottom is they're telling you that this is a plastic-free packaging except tape and glue, and it is translated in other languages of countries who don't understand English, according to Hasbro. Now let's start unboxing. Like I said earlier, this character is from the Disney Plus miniseries Loki. He appeared on Season 1, Episode 6 of the show as the mysterious character at the Citadel at the end of time. He was the one behind the Time Variance Authority, or TVA, a bureaucratic organization responsible or dedicated in protecting the sacred timeline. Okay, here are the contents of this box. Let's pull this out. Oops, it slipped again. What else in there? Let's check. I think this is the head. Let's put the box here as our background. Let's check first the Build-A-Figure part. Even though they are now using this paper wrapper, you can somehow tell that it contains the head of the Build-A-Figure Khonshu. Okay, here it is. The paint application on the skull head of this bird-like creature looks awesome. He's got a very long beak, same as we've seen in the show. Okay, next is let's check He Who Remains only accessory. It's a very small accessory. It's the green apple, which we have seen him holding when he first appeared in the show. I think this is a new accessory. It's not a repaint or been used before with other figures. Let's set this aside here. Now let's unwrap the action figure He Who Remains. He was played by the actor Jonathan Majors, who will also appear in the movie Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, to be shown on theaters next year, February 2023, I think, as someone who is related to this character, as he's the Marvel Cinematic Universe variant of the villain Kang the Conqueror. Let's check the paint application on this figure. The resemblance to the actor Jonathan Majors and paint application on the head looks fine, and the rest of his upper and lower body paint at the front looks fine also. Nice sandals as we've seen him wearing at the show. At the back, his outfit is all plain purple. There is some embroidery with looping and intersecting shapes, and sculpted wrinkles at the upper portion of his cape that drape his shoulder at the back, and it continues to the front. The color scheme of the green and purple they use all over his costume for the TV show is based on the colors Kang the Conqueror wears in the comic books. Now that we're done looking at the paint, next let's check his articulation from head to toe. His head can tilt left and right. Let's check his range looking up. This is the maximum range his head can look up. It seems the lower part of his hair is already touching the back of his neck, so he cannot look up much further. Let's try looking down. He's got a nice range looking down. This is already the maximum range since you can clearly see his chin already touching the upper portion of his torso. Let's check the arm articulation. His arm can do a full rotation. Let's try it again. The joint is not stiff, although I notice his arm don't have the usual bicep swivel. With regards to the elbow articulation, it seems like there's no visible pins. However, it is a single jointed elbow, which as we all know, the articulation is limited. The maximum his elbow can bend is most likely 90 degrees with a shape like a letter L. There's a wrist joint and a hinge. There's also a sculpted black strap on his left hand while none on his right hand. Let's check the articulation on his upper body. There's a waist joint and you can rotate his upper body and lower leg like this. He doesn't have abdomen articulation, so he can't lean forward or bend downwards or even bend backwards. Now let's go to the lower portion of his body. Let's check if he can do a split. He cannot do a split despite having a slit on his inner skirt and a soft purple cape. There is a thigh swivel on both legs which is working fine. It's not stiff. Nice seeing a pinless double jointed knee. I think the bending range of the knee is fine, but it is being restricted by the cape. There's no cut on the lower leg or shin swivel, but there's a hinge type ankle joint and the foot can pivot. Overall, most of the articulation on a Marvel Legends figure wearing a cape, cloak, or jacket is here, except bicep and shin swivel. Here he is, holding his green apple, as we've seen in the show. You have to be careful with this accessory since this is a small item which you can easily lost or misplaced. Overall, the figure is fine. Not great, but it's okay. If you're a completist of the MCU characters, I guess you can add this to your collection since he's a variant of Kang the Conqueror. But maybe there's a chance Hasbro will do an MCU Kang the Conqueror figure soon once the movie Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania hit the theaters next year, February 2023. Or maybe not. Okay, we're done unboxing. Please support my channel by subscribing and hit the notification bell for updates. Thank you for watching. See you on my next video.